I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Don't quote me on that.
And then you couldn't stop talking about it.
No, I couldn't.
Let me see one of those so I can see how it fits in my big old paw. Till next time, go take on the world. What is going on? And welcome to Take on the World of Knives.
You heard it. Not beer. Not Hollywood bullshit. Knives.
We kind of set you up for this on our Hollywood, and this is probably going up before Hollywood, so spoiler alert, we're doing a show on Hollywood. But we want to branch out, do a couple other things. We want to do some stuff that we're interested in.
Yeah.
And this is this legit is John's thing.
Knives, gear, you know.
I do gear and I do gadgets, but he's the knife guy, like legit.
So, yeah, I don't want to drag this out. So, without further ado, let's just get this going. Today,
Hold on. You wanted to explain what's different about your knife review and why you're doing it.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to do some knife reviews. You know, I want to know certain things, and a lot of guys, you know, God bless them, they'll do knife reviews, but they will babble on for 15, 20 minutes before you get to the meat of the thing. I just want to know about the knife. I don't care. And then there's sometimes like little odds and ends that they don't cover, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, and maybe some modifications or a lot of things. Like I've got really big hands, so does Mike, and I want to know if the how it fits in my hand, or just you know, just common sense shit. So without further ado,
There you go.
here we go.
Rock on.
So today we got the K55K, the Black Cat. It's got tons of names. It's the Otter Messer. Jesus Christ, I think there's like 6 different names for it. But if you just Google it, you'll see, you'll find it. I'll tell you a little story behind this. What I was looking for before I got this, before I found this, I've never heard of this till about a year ago.
And then you couldn't stop talking about it.
No, I couldn't. And I was looking for what's called a gentleman's knife. So like the grandpappy knife, the little folder, or I think they call it back break knife. Don't quote me on that. The ones that don't lock, like your case knives. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So something your granddad would have.
Right.
So I settled on the Opinel, which is a French knife. It's a wooden handle, and it's got a rotating lock for the hand. I would have brought one, but I don't know where they are. I moved recently and I lost them. And they're a great little knife, don't get me wrong. Real thin, but the bigger you go into like this size, the worse that ring lock gets. And I had really bad luck with them where they were really loose. So I said, I'm not carrying this. I need to find something else. So one night, searching YouTube, I came up on this guy right here, the K55K, also known as the Black Cat, the Mercator. And if you want to know the backstory behind it, it's actually really cool. I'm not going to tell it here because there's already a YouTube video on it. And it'll tell you all about this little guy. And it's an old design. As you can see, we've got a back lock here. It's all steel construction for the handle. And this one here is carbon steel. It doesn't tell you what carbon steel they use. But as I know, they come razor sharp from the factory. They're all handmade in Germany. Now, as you can tell behind this guy, I've got 4 more because I really like them. And each one of them, I except for the guy in the back here and the one in front of it, I haven't touched from the factory besides putting the paracord handle on them, or I don't know what you want to call that. Just I think it looks cool. It's something to take, like grab it out of your pocket with. And this one, actually, when I beat the shit out of this knife. I literally hammered. I was down the beach. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was going fishing, and I needed a lead sinker, which was too big, so I literally hammered this knife through a freaking lead sinker, and it, as you can see, there's no side to side wobble. There's no front and back blade play. It's just rock solid. It's tight. Now, when I first got this knife, these were all bought on Amazon, with the exception of this guy here. This is also, these ones in front of it are all carbon steel, and this one is stainless. And I bought this one from, just told you the name. It was knifecenter.com. And as you can see, this is how pretty much every single one of them came. You see the frame of the knife, and you see the lock back there, how it's higher than the frame of the knife. And let's open this one up, and you'll see it dramatically there. And what I did was I clamped this in a vise, and I filed this down, so it's nice and smooth, and it's flush with the frame. Also, I added this called a quick stud, and every single one of my knives has a quick stud. I love them. They're just one-handed opening, easy breezy. And some of these, let's see if we close it. Some of these knives, see if I can focus on it here. The knife would ride like right about there. I don't know if you can see that. So instead of being sucked down into the frame, it would ride like right about there. So that wasn't good enough for me. So I filed this part of it down a little bit. And now mind you, there's not a lot of filing. It's very like a couple passes, and then you close it and see how it fits. And then I got it to where it would sink down in there. Because if you look inside of it, this part here, my finger is, of the bottom of the blade, rides on, I want to say it's the front part of this. So if I filed this down, obviously, the further in the knife's going to go. So, I mean, you don't have to do that. It's just something I did because I've messed around with knives my whole life. And I'm going to tell you right now, this knife here, I probably opened tons of beer bottles with. You can see right here all the scratches on it. I have took this to work with me for probably over a year, and I've cut insulation with this, fruit, dug my fingernails out with it. I cut so much copper. When you ream the inside of a copper pipe, I did tons of that. Opened boxes and boxes, cut paracord. I mean, this knife's a little beater. And what were they, like $28, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I can look it up real quick while you're talking.
I mean, now shit changes all the time, too. But man, I'm telling you, this had everything that I was looking for. If you look at my hands are freaking fat sausages. So this fits my hand and just perfectly. And you got the, I forget, it's that a little, so you got a finger guard, I guess. So if you're stabbing into something, your finger's not gonna slide up onto the knife and cut yourself. And
so just like that, $27 to $29 on Amazon. I see a copper one. I see a brass one.
Now, I haven't messed with any of the brass ones. Now, I know a lot of guys say that don't buy knives off Amazon because you might get a Chinese knockoff. But that was after the fact. I had bought all 4 of these off of Amazon. And then I said, you know what? Let me try like a reputable. I'm not saying that Amazon's not reputable, but something different. And this came exactly the same as all the other ones. It was from KnifeCenter.com, and with the exception that this is stainless, it came in the same packaging and everything. And I'm gonna tell you that this guy is. I haven't touched this up with on the edge. It is razor freaking sharp. I would guarantee it would shave hair right now. Let's go back here, and then
Let me see one of those so I can see how it fits in my hand.
Yeah, here you go.
In my big old paw. Because I got huge.
And the great thing about these knives is they're thin. Let me compare it to. I was thinking about this last night to a lighter. All right, it's just something easily you can go out and buy if you want to compare the size to. So here's a standard, Bic lighter. I'm gonna figure out this camera here. Okay.
Lay the lighter down next to it.
So, like that?
Yeah.
I mean, it just carries in the pocket. I know a lot of guys with their EDC and everything, they're worried about weight. Like, oh, like I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. I'll carry a big old fixed blade or a big honking. I can't remember the name of the cold steel knife that I have, but it's huge. Like that doesn't bother me. But I'll tell you what, a lightweight knife like that is nice. And if you break it, it's only $28.
All right, so someone who's not like I have knives.
Yeah.
Basically, the nicest knife I have, you gave me.
Right.
Now I do have a couple other heavier knives.
Yeah.
That I like carrying just because of their weight. I like feeling it in my pocket. That's all I know about knives.
Right.
So, what would make you pick something like this over something with a poly handle?
Well, a poly handle obviously is probably not going to be as strong. It's going to be susceptible to breakage. It's just not. It's not as strong as steel.
Right, but they put steel underneath the poly.
True. I do like both. I don't know this thing. Like for me, I was going through a time in my life. Like I said, I wanted a quote unquote gentleman's knife, and I thought my go-to, the end all, was the Opinel French knife, and I just found with that size, the ring lock, it didn't work. And then I filed like on it, and I messed it up, and it was all loose and shit. But like every single one of these, and I told Mike about this. I'm a stickler for blade play and wobble, and this has all five of mine have absolutely no blade play, side to side or up and down. They're just rock solid, and you can hear that nice click, and it's just worn in beautifully.
It does remind me of something that my grandfather would have. He always had the I don't know what kind of knife it was. It was the pocket knife with 3 blades in it.
Super thin too. So I can. Yeah, so that's your standard Bic lighter, and folded. You're looking at something like that. So just try and give you guys a sense of, but yeah, you're right, Mike. They're that old something you think your grandfather would carry, with the one with the classic 3 blades, like a case or an old buck knife or something like that. And all of these, except for my last carbon steel one that I bought, I forced a patina on them. So this one, oh god, I soaked in hot apple cider vinegar, and it turned completely black. Then I wiped it off. I did that like probably 10 times. I stabbed it in the lemons and left it overnight. I stabbed it in the chicken, left it overnight. Just all kinds of stuff. And I mean, it's got a cool wear on it. It looks kind of decent. protects the blade too. And then this one here, I did force patina of mustard. So I just put little dollops of mustard on there. And that one looks kind of cool. Yeah, there you go. You can see that really good. Let's see. This one is carbon steel. Wait a minute. I don't know what the hell I did to that one. I think I just did lemons on this one. Okay. This guy, I just left alone, and that's just from sweat in your pocket, being in the elements, carbon steel is going to rust. We all know that. So I just kind of want that to get a natural patina. And then my little stainless guy. And again, they don't tell you what kind of stainless they use, but it is marked on the blade that it says stainless. So, again, like I said, I wanted to try and make this short and sweet. If you are interested in getting one of these, I highly, highly recommend it. Like I said, I mean, I wouldn't go try and baton and logs with it, or trying to overuse it for. It's a handy little gentleman's pocket knife, and it's going to last you a long time. It's all riveted construction here, so you can't take it apart and clean it. You'd have to clean it from just the way it is now. But hey, I mean, this thing was designed in the mid 1800s, and it's still kicking. And I'll tell you what, the first concern I had was, is my hand gonna, when I squeeze this thing, is my hand gonna depress this lock? And I'll tell you right now, your hand doesn't even come close to it.
No,
it's weird. It's like you wouldn't think, like, why would they put the lock like right there? Like most American locks or American knives, like let's say my Buck 110. Here. Sorry for if this is crappy, guys. I'm really trying. This is my first time here. Here's my Buck 110 Light, which I love this knife. I've been carrying it every day for probably 4 months now, and it is razor sharp still. I haven't even touched it up. But you see their lock back is on the way back of the spine there. And again, I highly recommend this knife too. This thing was like $20.
Really?
Yeah, I bought this off of I bought the stainless Mercator, this Buck 110, which comes with a pocket clip. We'll do this review later. So I bought this stainless Mercator, this Buck, it's called the Buck 10-1 Light, and this guy. I love this guy here. The original Buck 110. So, and again, like I said, all the ones that didn't have thumb studs, I put thumb studs on. So, just to give you a sense of reference here, this Buck 10 is a hefty little guy. It's pretty big. And then you got this cute little Mercator right next to it. This is so weird trying to find it. But I mean, oh, just they're beauties. Just look at that. And like I said, you can see how fat my fingers are, and this thing fits my fingers perfectly. So, if you guys were wondering about this little gem, wonder no more. Pick yourself up 5 of them like I did. And I'll probably keep going. So
I might have to get one of those. I like that. It's a cool little knife.
Yeah. And I think in the future here, me and Mike are going out west on an elk hunt. I'm definitely taking at least 3 of these.
No, it's 3. Dude, you're going to have a carry-on bag with just knives.
Yeah.
A carry-on.
So I'm definitely going to take at least 3 of these. And God, I just love them. I love the way they feel in your hand. They're so thin, and they're really nothing, So I put one in my fire pack, so I'm definitely going to use that. Try and chop up some of that fire rope that I got and use that. Obviously not an extreme beater, but definitely something you want to add to your collection for sure. So, well, Mike, do you have anything else to say?
No, I like the knife. It feels good in the hand.
So I mean, your hands are bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Did it fit in your hands?
Yes,
all
it did. It felt
Yeah.
good. Like I said, it reminds me of a knife that my grandfather would have had.
Yeah.
I don't know about a gentleman's knife, but
it's
comfortable. I like the way you filed the lockdown on the front, so it's even with the blade there.
Yeah.
I would have never thought to do that.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, it's certainly usable that way, but I mean, it's gonna. I don't know. I just want it to be flat, and I would highly recommend putting these quick studs on here. They're well worth their money. I think these 4 here were the actual. I think the actual company's name is Quick Stud. And they're like $7 or $8 for one of these. They're all stainless steel, made in the U.S. And then I bought a pack of 3 from eBay, and I put the one on the stainless guy, and I believe this is aluminum. And they were all made in China, so I was thinking, I don't know if I really want that China. But I was like, I already spent $7 on them, so it was $7 for a 3-pack. I got brass, a black one, and this aluminum. So I was like, screw it. I'll just put them on there and see how they work. But yeah, hopefully in the future, when we come back, we'll have another review on, what we found out with these. But I mean, they're a nice little beater knife. You can't beat them.
I'm hoping we get an elk to cut up with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope so. I got 5 of them, so if one gets dull, we'll just keep going. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this video. If it was helpful, if you think I could do more. I know, like I said, this is my first video, our first video knife review that we've done. So I mean, don't cut us up too much.
And we just want to branch out and do some stuff that interests us. And if it interests you too, that's cool. If it doesn't, then nobody will watch, and that is what it is.
So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and hope you tune into another episode.
Till next time, go take on the world.
I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Don't quote me on that.
And then you couldn't stop talking about it.
No, I could.
Let me see one of those so I can see how it fits in my big old paw. Till next time, go take on the world.